The idea didn't come from my wife. That's what made it worse. It came from her newly divorced best friend. Maya had finalized her divorce 6 months earlier and suddenly rebranded herself as a self-discovery coach on Instagram. Daily quotes about feminine energy, late-night wine stories about breaking free from traditional expectations, a lot of talk about how marriage suppresses women. At first, I ignored it. Until one night, my wife, Alina, sat across from me at dinner and said something that didn't belong in our house. "What would you think about slightly opening our marriage?" I thought I misheard her. "Opening it?" I repeated. "Not fully," she said quickly. "Just a little. For growth. For rediscovering ourselves." Rediscovering ourselves. The words felt rehearsed. "Whose idea was this?" I asked calmly. She hesitated just long enough. "Maya thinks—" Of course she did. Maya, who was sleeping with her personal trainer and calling it empowerment. I leaned back in my chair. "And what exactly does slightly opening mean?" I asked. Alina avoided eye contact. "Maybe seeing other people casually, just experiences, no emotions." No emotions, like humans have an on-off switch. I studied her carefully. "You already have someone in mind," I said. She flinched. That told me everything. "It's not like that," she insisted. "When did you start talking to him?" I asked evenly. Her silence confirmed it. Here's what I've learned. Nobody suggests an open marriage unless they've already opened it emotionally. I didn't yell, didn't slam the table. I simply said, "Okay." Her head snapped up. "Okay." "Yes," I replied calmly. "Let's try it." She looked shocked. "You're not upset?" "Oh, I am," I said softly. "But if this is what you need to rediscover yourself, who am I to hold you back?" Relief flooded her face. That relief told me she thought she'd won. What she didn't realize was that I had just started planning. Step 1, documentation. I spoke to a lawyer quietly, asked specific questions about infidelity, asset division, and evidence. In our state, open marriage without written agreement doesn't protect anyone legally. Step 2, agreement. A week later, I handed her a document. "If we're doing this," I said calmly, "we need clear rules, written." She skimmed it. It outlined boundaries, financial separation, and a clause that either of us could end the marriage at any time without contest. She looked nervous. "Isn't this extreme?" "No," I replied. "It's protection." She signed it. That was her second mistake. Her first was thinking I wouldn't notice the name Rizwan lighting up her phone constantly. Rizwan, her coworker, the one she swore was just funny. Within 2 weeks of our slightly open agreement, she was glowing, staying out late, buying new dresses, smiling at her phone. She tried to act discreet, but people in affairs always radiate excitement. It's obvious when you're not blinded by denial. Meanwhile, I did something she never expected. I upgraded myself, gym, new wardrobe, more focus at work, and I started going out too, except I didn't hide it. One Friday night, I told her, "I'll be out late." "With who?" she asked immediately. I smiled slightly, rediscovering myself. Her jaw tightened. It was fascinating. She wanted freedom, but only hers. Over the next month, cracks began appearing. Rizwan wasn't as exciting outside the office. He was charming in secret, but inconsistent in reality. And then came the twist she didn't expect. Rizwan was engaged, something he had conveniently forgotten to mention. His fiancée found out, not from me, from social media. Apparently, someone had seen Alina and Rizwan at a rooftop lounge and tagged them publicly. Drama exploded. His engagement collapsed. And suddenly, Rizwan needed space from Alina. He didn't want complications. He didn't want reputation damage. He didn't want responsibility. Sound familiar? One evening, Alina came home looking shaken. "He's going through a lot," she said defensively. "Of course," I replied calmly. "Open marriages are stressful." She glared at me. "You're enjoying this." "No," I said quietly. "I'm observing." The following week, she asked to talk. "I don't think this arrangement is healthy," she said. I almost smiled. "Why?" It's creating distance between us. Distance, as if she hadn't requested it. I think we should close the marriage again, she added softly. There it was, the safety net request. I looked at her steadily. Why? I asked. Did you rediscover yourself already? She winced. It's not funny. I'm not joking. Tears welled in her eyes. I made a mistake. Yes, I agreed calmly. Can we go back to normal? That word, normal. There's no going back once respect shifts. I stood up and walked to my office. When I returned, I placed divorce papers on the table. Her face went pale. You said you agreed to this. I agreed to show you freedom, I replied, not to tolerate betrayal disguised as growth. This isn't fair, she cried. No, I said evenly. Fair was staying loyal. She began shaking. You planned this? Yes, I admitted. And that was the moment she understood. I hadn't reacted emotionally. I had responded strategically. You set me up, she whispered. No, I corrected her. You exposed yourself. The written agreement she signed made the divorce clean, quick, minimal drama. Her friend Maya stopped posting about empowerment shortly after her own situationship ended badly. And Alina? She moved into a smaller apartment across town. Rizwan never came back. Of course he didn't. Men who enjoy slightly open arrangements rarely commit when things get complicated. A few months later, Alina texted me. I ruined everything because I listened to someone broken. I didn't respond. Because the truth is simple. If someone needs to cheat to rediscover themselves, they weren't lost. They were tempted. And my revenge? It wasn't shouting. It wasn't humiliation. It was letting her experience exactly what she asked for. Freedom without me.